All right, welcome to Two Yoked Bros. Yoked. I am Steve, cosplay from Death Star, but also Steve from Steve. And this is Shubzilla. She is the second Yoked Bro. As you can see, Shubzilla is simultaneously a 75-year-old grumpy old lady and a 10-year-old child based off scale. In the look.
Get off my fucking lawn.
We're going to be taking a listen to these VPCs. Now, we both listened to these before. This one will be a bit different. And so we're going to play it, and then we're going to kind of talk about our thoughts. So it's not going to be like the hard edits of the last time. And so we're just going to get it kicked off with round 2 here. I believe the challenge was to make a spooky song front to back. Storied song for the lyricists, and then for the producers in this, the challenge was to create a track based off of a bunch of sound samples and sound bank, basically, from the same kit. So all the producers had to work off the same kit. They could add stuff, but they had to sample at least some of the same kit. And there's like a little bit of pride to be taken if they could sample more of that. So yeah, let's start it off here. We're gonna start it off with the first group. Okay, the first group here looks like it's gonna be One Up Funk, Chupacabra. One Up Funk goes by One Up Funk. They have a project under One Up Funk.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's take a listen to this. It's actually gonna come in a little bit into the song.
I mean, let's
yeah, who are they?
Vocalist is Bobby Arson, and then producer is Ryan Hookshot Van Buskirk.
Having already listened to this was a real strong start to this round. The intro's a little long on this one, but it works to transition the MC into the sample. I really like the bridge of this song, the lead into the chorus. The hype for it is like the chorus is this smooth singing, and you'll hear it in the background here in a bit. It's this real smooth, like Chupacabra, and then the hype is a little offset from that. It isn't quite as groovy, and so I thought that maybe pull the hype. Like hype needs to work either in direct juxtaposition of the chorus or with it. So I think adjusting the hype to chill out with the hook. They're a little high energy for the beat and the singing. They're not bad. They're not like out of time or anything like that. But I think they could have either with re-leveling, maybe throwing it into the background, or just changing the tone a bit, I think would have enhanced it. This is me nitpicking on this song, really. I believe in the second verse you rhyme Chupacabra with macabre, and that makes me very happy. And then my only real complaint about this, I don't think they needed the outro sample. I don't think that enhanced the song. It didn't really hurt it, but it didn't enhance it as much for me. I don't know what the fan vote is for this because I'm not playing it off that. I'm playing it off the SoundCloud.
Fan vote right now is Beaker. I see your question. It looks like an 8 out of 10.
Okay, 8 out of 10.
8.19 if you.
That is almost dead on nailed. I voted this an 8 out of 10. I think this is a good song. This is the song that made me go listen to their music on their Bandcamp. And so that's exactly what the VPC can do if you put a good track out there, is get other artists at least listening to you and being like, I would like to work with this person. And then if you like that artist, you get to work with them. And then potential fans, potential people being like, I don't know who One Up Funk is. And then they release it, and then you're like, oh shit, they got an album too? And it works. Shubs, you were a fan of this, correct?
Yeah.
Like, this was a positive experience for Shubs.
Yeah, I responded positively to this.
Also,
which is rare.
Represent that Northwest. Northwest.
What are you doing?
I'm doing like hand signals,
No.
like the kids do.
Do not do. No,
This,
you don't know.
this
no.
is an N. This is an N. Or an upside down V. And then this is a W or an upside down M. So it's either Northwest, or like Vorse Mest. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, great work. Keep it up. All right, this next track is Leet Geek Beef's What's Your Spirit? This is Beefy and Tanner. Beefy is just effortless at this. Mm-hmm. He can move into like medium to fast-ish raps very comfortably. It makes sense. He's been rapping for like a decade and a half, easy at this point. Possibly longer than that, but releasing music for like a decade and a half, maybe more. Tanner's worked with him that whole time, on and off. It shows. This is a good track for listening to outside of a Halloween-themed competition, too, which is good. Your flow change-ups were great, but I do mention that verse-wise, maybe consider 12-bar verses on longer songs so that you can jump into that catchy hook. That'll make a longer song more listenable. We're going to get up to the third verse, and apparently I remembered there's a 4-bar section, or a section that could have been cut in half down to 4 bars before transitioning into the third verse. It's kind of an alternate section. The theme on this is just top shelf. And I think I just generally complimented this song. Based off these two songs, the bar was set extremely high alphabetically on the VPC. If I was watching this live, I'd probably like it just fine and not even notice, because Beefy puts all this energy into his live performance, so he would be enthralling me visually while I was listening to the song. But if I'm just sitting here, like, fingers together, head down, listening to it, I get to certain points in the verse where I'm like, shouldn't the chorus have come in yet? To keep the pace of the song, I would have cut it right here and not gone on another 4 bars with this. Again, that's nitpicking. This is a great song. What's the audience have this one at, Shubs?
Let's see here. 8.31.
Yeah, that's right on. It's an 8 or a 9 def.
Yeah.
Like, there's no question that this is just clean, good hip-hop, good nerdcore.
And as somebody who has worked retail before, I get it.
Oh, yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I worked at a Lowe's Home Improvement and a GameStop. We had to do all this early Christmas. It's like, it's coming the night Halloween ends. It's already there. There's already a section that starts having Christmas stuff before Halloween even starts. Or stops.
That's not what the Lord intended. That's not what...
It's not what we like.
No, it's not. No.
But yeah, this is a good song overall.
Yeah.
I think that this is the bar. This would be, these first two songs, One Up Funk and Beefy, kind of set a bar of like how good. And unfortunately, as we listen to the round, not a lot of groups then meet that bar. There's 38 groups, and a majority of them, including my own, don't get there. Don't get to these first two tracks. This is Bleak and Mild, and it is Rise Squad. Who's in Bleak and Mild, Shubs?
Bleak and Mild, we've got Witch Boy and Phil Royal as vocalist and producer, respectively.
All right, Bleak and Mild, what do I got for you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't think the vocals and the beat really blend initially on the first verse. MC, you sound like you got a stuffy nose. It's just true. It's fine if that's what your voice is, but just know that. And for the producer, you're going to have to produce around it. You're going to have to mix the vocals a little differently. You're going to have to build your beats around that, because a stuffy nose rapper has a certain sound that they can nail, and it doesn't work. And when I call it stuffy nose, it's not that they necessarily have a stuffy nose. It's just the up through here, like they probably speak from around here, right around the front of the palate, right around the front top, between the nose and the front of the teeth. There's a villainous voice mix that's going to come up muddled here. The song drops off. This track, they drop the music a lot, and it's too much. Also, they use a lot of those, like the same names over and over, because they're telling the story, and that's just a bad writing format for any field, creative writing, poetry, or hip hop. There's no chorus, which means the song goes on for as long as it goes without a significant change. And there's not really a lot of change-ups in the beat. There's just not a lot. There's not a lot of work put into this.
I mean, if you're gonna have if you're not gonna have like a strong hook or chorus, there needs to be something.
Your flow game has to be so good. Your instrumentation has to be good,
Yeah.
and then that will help the flow game be good.
Yeah.
Because the rapper can write it a bit more, or the rapper has to change it up, and then the producer has to get that and be like, "Fuck, I need to do shit with this,"
or put a hook on it.
or just put a chorus on it.
Put a hook on it.
Yeah. I gave this a 5 out of 10. I don't know what the audience has it at, but I was. Admittedly, it was after several good songs, or a couple good songs. This is Bleak and Mild.
Bleak and Mild, okay. We've got them at a 5.11.
Yeah, so I'm right with the audience, and I think they're right. Yeah, I don't think there's enough effort put into this one. All right, this is Class 1A, which I love. My Hero Academia.
That's 3-2 and Rap Nerd as both as vocalist and producer respectively.
I like the beat arrangement with the piano in here, and I like how the MC first comes in on it. Apparently I don't like the chorus, so this will have to remind me of it.
I vibed with the chorus. I was like, oh, okay, here we go.
Well, Shubs, we can't disagree. So you're probably right.
Yeah, I know. I am right. No, there's a lot here
there's a lot of raw bones that I like.
I'm with it.
Verses capably delivered. I don't know whether it's the delivery of the chorus or the mix or something. Oh yeah, and then it jumps into this life or death thing. I didn't like both of those combined. I don't think they work well together. And then also, Life or Death is just a song extender for me. That could have gone on the end of the track and been a great way to close it out. But to throw it into each chorus means there's that. Granted, a live version of this, if you get real hype with it, you could have the audience join in, and that would be cool. But I'm not at a live concert for this. And so that means I only get what you produced on the track. And so I think the chorus, the mix on the chorus or how it was produced together doesn't come. It's what I noted is it doesn't come together for me. And then the Life or Death thing for me either could have been an interlude or just the end of the song, and I think it would have been better. But I like the verse work. And I feel like they went a little long and unnecessary on the final chorus too. But if I don't already like the chorus that much, that means I'm gonna think that. That isn't necessarily true for people to dig it. I'm curious, once you're done typing to your live stream, what the audience gave this one.
The audience voted this an 8.82.
Yeah, I'm really under that. I'm a 6 out of 10. And this is not about the beat by itself or the MC by themselves or even how they work together on the verse. This is about the fact that the chorus didn't grab me. And that means it tanked, and it meant that everything that they kept adding for it on the outro took away from me. If the chorus was a little different, if things were a little different, this could easily be a 7, and then obviously a lot of the audience likes it at an 8.
Yeah, no, I fucked with the chorus because like it gives you that nice breakup between like verse and verse, right? So it's not like you're getting like full whole hog story all the time. But then you got that life on death or what have you, and then that like if I were to see this live, I would know when to come in. And
that's true. That is true.
That like I live for that shit.
But
I mean, I'm like
it's no surprise. It's no surprise having just been at a concert with me where my mind thinks choruses should live versus where choruses typically live.
Where they should go and where they actually go.
Where they actually go. My mind thinks choruses should be sung all the time by excellent performers in the nerdcore community that aren't me, and everything. I'm not wholly against a rap chorus. There's absolutely great rap choruses, but I think it's easier. And so I think if it had just had the singing and Life or Death, I also hate audience participation. So it's a real uphill battle with me on this.
Yeah, versus I'm just like, okay.
You're just like, yeah, I'm in.
When I say this, y'all say this.
Yeah, I'm like.
Yeah, Bill Beats, go to the track.
Go to the track. I'm gonna say this. You're gonna say it at the same time. It's gonna be great.
We got it. Okay.
You're gonna do it loud. I'll berate you if you don't do it loud enough for me.
And it works every time.
It does work every time. I hate it as an audience member, but
because you're a raised Catholic like I was.
Yeah, I don't want to participate. Just fucking deliver me the sermon and let me stand or kneel or sit as is appropriate for that moment.
I'm gonna sit in the same spot of the same pew that I've sat at since I was in fucking kindergarten. Don't switch up the Gloria on me.
Don't confuse me. Honestly, if you want to just rap this in Latin, go for it. I don't need to understand it.
That's fine.
It's all about rhythm and melody anyway.
Take it old school. Just face the altar. Like, we'll go there. We'll go pre-Vatican II.
Pre-Vatican II Nerdcore raps. All right. That's good for this one.
Okay. Well, I'm doing the live stream of like us doing this in real time. And then we're filming like the specific clips right now of like the
two Yoke Bros stuff.
Yeah, so what you're gonna get out of the filming from Steve's end is an edited version of what we're doing right now.
Yeah. This is Dappersaurus. This is what Ann Hobbs and 2 Ton 21. 2 Ton 21, who gave me a phenomenal chorus.
It was so dope
for one of my songs. That I performed. Yeah, great job. This is Dappersaurus's Baking Nightmares Bloody Mary mix, right on that British baking show theme for Dappersaurus again. So I'm not going to talk about the rhythm of the MC. I've done that over and over again with Dappersaurus, with Ann Hobbs. So I'm going to talk about the tone. I don't like this voice tone at all. In any way, shape, or form. It is too sharp. It is too tinny on my little garbage speakers and on my earbuds. And so it's more on the beat, yeah, but like in the end, it doesn't make me like listening to the verse. You may. It doesn't make me like listening to this verse at all. And it audibly makes me want to turn it off because of just the tone that the rapper is using. It's that very sharp, kind of almost not quite whiny, but like in there. It's that Beastie Boys tone, that real pitchy, aggressive attack, and I don't like it. I love the Sweet Dreams integration though. That is fucking stellar. So whoever's choice that was, great job. Beats real strong. I even later say, I'm like, just use Sweet Dreams for the whole of every hook. And it would have balanced that on. It's a tight song.
I like the theme.
But, like, I love it when they come in with this. And so, in my mind, this was an alright song, but because the vocalist kept making me want to turn it off.
There are times where 2 Ton will, like, kind of, you know, like rev up the or like layer up the sound. I can't remember for the life of me what you would call that, but the build up, thank you, random thing, but the build up is great on those pieces. Yeah, like there's a lot of movement there that could be played with more.
Yeah, the bottom line is this, but again, I want to give it a 5. I'm going to give it... He gets a bonus point because 2 Ton's chorus on the song he gave me during this round. This is Disstopia, and it's Mistreated. Yeah.
Yeah, Disstopia, Mistreated.
That's MC 117 and...
Flex Style.
Yep. So what I liked about this song was that the theme about it is so wholesome because it's just about trick-or-treating. And as I said, and as was obviously intended, hello DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince vibes. The chorus. I like this chorus. It's a fun, scary Halloween verse. I do note that MC 117 on this, normally all over the place on their flow. Like, not all over the place in the bad way. Normally they're very fluid with how they flow over a song. This was a little bit more straightforward, and it dated the delivery a little bit. It made it more 80s.
But I mean, for like a narrative.
Yeah, it's fine. It's good. It very much is there. I like how the beat sounds with the MC. I think everything goes.
Yeah.
I do note that I hate I was prepared to hate the outro on this song, but I like it. I don't remember what it was.
Oh, I remember the outro.
And then there's a bridge piece that I said that I would have split up through the song rather than have it all together. I don't know what that is, or maybe an interlude. I would have taken the outro and split it up as bridge pieces. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a good song. It's no surprise. It's Disstopia. They're very good at this.
Yeah.
That being said, because it is about trick-or-treating, and it is so 80s, early 90s in its delivery, I probably wouldn't listen to it on high rotation. It would probably be one of those things I'd like to see in a live mix or on a playlist, on a shuffle, but not as a go-to. I might be grading against their own curve. I might be grading against Dystopia. I loved their first round track. And so I might be grading against what I know Dystopia could do, but I only gave this a 7 out of 10. I don't know what the audience gives this. It should probably be higher than a 7 out of 10 in my mind, but
it is a 7.82.
Yeah. So it is higher.
Higher.
Yeah. And I could see giving it an 8. But I gave it a 7 only because when I thought about it, I'm like, I'm going to listen to this for the VPC, and then I might remember it eventually, but it's not a song I'm going to return to.
Yeah, I can't remember. I voted on all the...
Yeah,
like
you did.
I do.
I saw some of it.
But I can't remember what I gave this. But it's great. It's a great song. So.
Yeah, it's a solid submission. But I don't think it quite rises to the level of like One Up Funk and Leak Geek Beef songs, because I think it is very narrow.
Well, no, I mean, I think it's up there just because like they do like both One Up Funk and
Leak Geek Beef.
Leak Geek Beef. Thank you. Like they both have these really strong and like narrative-y tracks, and Dystopia does that. Does that. Like,
I don't know, maybe I just like the flow on them better or something like that.
Probably. But yeah, I mean.
But either way, good track.
Yeah, good job.
In a worse round, it would have just destroyed competition, right? Because it was so what it was. And so save that good quality stuff for when more people drop out. Okay, DJ John Accosta and Tanjit Wiggy. Don't move.
I love that line, I didn't come here to make friends. Because, like, who are we talking with about... Like, because that's, like, a typical line out of any reality show. I ain't come here to make friends.
I ain't come here. I came here to win. Oh, right? Oh, my God.
Like how you and every other person, like...
Yeah. I do come to VPC to make friends. I don't do it with my reviews, but I do come to it to make friends.
You do, and you do make many friends. We all come out of it with friendships anew.
I had some recommendations on this. When your voice is kind of in this sort of like higher voice that's trying to go lower, flatness, that's when the producer should take over and put on that, like warm up that vocal a bit more, add some depth to it. I wouldn't know how to do it. I'm sure Bill Beats would know how to do it. I'm sure fucking tons of producers in this could tell you how to do it. But it can be done. And I think it would have been stronger that way. I like how the verses lead into the chorus. And I like this. Obviously, I love the theme of this song. You have a section where it goes a bit long with the don't moves in the second verse here that we just got through. And I think I might have changed the beat up here a little bit. Done some significant drops, maybe done some more vocal production to just really punch that up, because it goes a little bit long, but it goes with the song. So like I think it would have been a little bit better to have some beat changed up. This one goes 3 verses, I think, and I think it would have benefited by squeezing it into 2 verses. I don't know how long we're in on the song, but
I don't know either.
Oh, there it is down there. So yeah, it's got a bit of time still. It's almost 5 minutes, so it's a little long in the tooth. The end quote was great. The overall song is good. And the outro goes too long after the last chorus. It's a lot of potential in my mind as a song, but it's not a great listenable song. But again, live it might be different, and with a little bit of production work, honestly, it could have moved up a lot more for me.
6.76.
I did give this a 6 out of 10. So I'm not that far off the audience. I'm a little bit harder on it. I know I should be nicer to people with like odder voices, but I'm just not. It's not fair. It's a little hypocritical. This is Double Analog, and this is Welcome to the Life of Walker Henry Sherman.
Yep. And Double Analog is Alpha Riff
Yep.
and Aramis 616.
All right. I wrote, I don't think the beat works with this flow. I think what I mean is I don't think the beat and the flow hug. It feels like a flow or beat that was just, the flow could have gone on a very different but same BPM beat, and it would have been about the same for me. Yeah. So when I recognize that, it bothers me a little bit. I think the melody pieces work. But like I guess what I'm saying is the beat doesn't enhance the flow. Let's see, the chorus is almost there. Something about the mix doesn't work for me on there. It's probably with the harmonies. Second verse overall is stronger. There's some breathing and some weeping fear that kind of really plays well in the second verse. I like the theme of this song. I like the vivisection theme kind of thing. Yeah, here, this breathing part really works for me. And then apparently I think the chorus bridge melodically works, and I will listen to the song again to suss out my feelings on the chorus. So yeah, I think my feelings on the chorus are the same, where the chorus is really good for me. It works, it's singing, right? But I think the harmony pieces and the overall production on the vocals on the chorus could have been better. There's a lot of could have been better on the production side of this. I'm not saying the MC is pitch perfect the whole time. Alpha Riff is doing a good job at being Alpha Riff on this track. But I think the drop down in this for me was the production after the vocals were returned to the producer. And so I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. Shubs is back up live. I don't know what the audience has for Double Analog submission here.
Let's look. 7.31 out of 10.
All right, I'm a little lower than that, but I don't disagree with 7 out of 10 either. What were your thoughts on this one? I know you've been distracted.
As I bite down on some.
Can you? What were your thoughts? Here, let's get the hookah in your mouth too.
I like the narrative of this. I mean, that's a strong track for me. The instrumentation swells and moves and does what it needs to do, and then you get the classic Alpha Riff, the storytelling and vocalizing.
Yeah, the theatrics of Alpha Riff.
And the thing is, it's you can, if Alpha Riff is on a track, you know who you know. So.
Yeah. That is true. So, again, 6, 7 out of 10. Might have been higher for Shubs. Shubs and I are simultaneously equally very difficult in what makes us happy in a song, but then opposite of what necessarily we might judge it for.
There's a collab EP title, Never Happy.
Never happy. It's like, once you get Shubs, you might not get me. Once you get me, you might not get Shubs. If you get both of us, you have a 10 out of 10 track.
You might.
You
it
like
also
a 9 out of 10.
depends on my mood.
Yeah, right. Right. Emotions are part of listening to music.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And so,
what emotion does this invoke in me? Oh, apathy. Can't be bothered. Skip. But not this song. No.
Not this song.
This song is a delight.
Okay, what's the next one here? Flaming Arrows. Desu. What?
Okay, so Aaron and I are still on that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure thing.
Yeah.
And he just sent me something that he realized Yeah, that... Okay, so something I don't know if any of y'all out there are JoJo's Bizarre Adventure enthusiasts, but, so something he never really consciously realized until Aaron saw it as or saw the running joke of it in the Something Awful's JoJo thread, was that Joseph and Caesar climb up this like gigantic lubed up rod together for part of their Hamon training.
Yeah.
And yep. Lol.
There's some thoughts there.
There's some thoughts. There's some thoughts. There's some lols and spicy memes.
Yep.
Because if there's anything with the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fandom, is that they
love a spice meme.
Yeah, they do. They love a spicy
Their
meme.
memes are not for WASPs.
No.
They're not for white Anglo-Saxon Protestants.
They are not.
Both in subject and in just quality level. WASPs just don't deserve quality memes.
No.
They don't. Always the penguin walking 2 directions for WASP. Only meme them. All right. This is Flaming Arrows. We're keeping that in this review. This is Flaming Arrows Desu Desu.
All right.
Their track is not about JoJo.
Okay, Flaming Arrows is Kick Flames and JJ the Black Arrow.
I mean, I like the name. Oh yeah, I did not like this hook. Yeah, this goes on way too long as an intro. Desu Desu. Flaming Arrows Desu Desu. So with this one, it is, the flow stays the same for the entire first verse, which on something that's this, like, deliberately delivered. You need to mix it up.
I can't remember if it switches up. I thought it did.
I say it doesn't for the whole first verse. It might in the second.
Oof, that's rough.
The Believe It's, which I love saying at you. Believe it. This weeaboo long hook is just not doing you any favors. It's killing the song because it's not good, and you have it for so long in the intro, in the return. It's just not overall not my favorite track, but functionally delivered. Just not enough for me to like want to listen to it again. So I'm gonna give that a 5 out of 10. I don't even care what the audience thinks. They're wrong. Unless they say 5 out of 10, and then they're right. Unless they agree with me. Everyone that
5.22, Steve.
Yeah, the audience and me agree. Do a better hook. Do a better outro, intro. Whatever you want to call it. Next track is Gross Beats, The Bunker. This is Bill Beats and Gross Angel. Gross Angel and Bill Beats, MC and producer respectively. I'm going to tell you, my first complaint is there's no interlude or hook or chorus, and it's like 2 minutes of straight rapping on an easy pace. Gross Angel picks it up about midway and starts doing like little triplets and rattle pieces, but like little patter pieces, but not enough so where it's not like it,
but yeah, he builds it up right there.
He just in tone.
When the snares come in, it's da 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 da, but
barely. Is like if they took the snares out and he brought his tone back down, you'd barely notice that change up. And yeah, it's a little bit more continuous.
So long,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I know we're, you know.
It's not enough happening in this song to keep my attention. The beat is well done. Gross Angel's a good MC. I love his voice, and his lyricism is there. But there's a lot of good MCs with a lot of good like good bars. See, here's where for me I'm like, okay, you're specifically starting to add in rhythm pieces. But then he doesn't hold on to the schemes for long. He doesn't like live in a scheme so I can follow his rhythm the whole time.
That keeps you hooked onto the song.
No, not like for 18 bars. But when he does like a da 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 da, he doesn't like give it to me for even 4 stanza. He just moves back into that, and without doing that, I can't prepare for an audience to join that rhythm of the percussion of his voice. All I can do is just hear him change and then come back to it a little bit.
Okay, that's fair.
And so that's what I want. When a rapper changes up, I need at least a couple bars of them feeling like they go together before they change up again, or else if they do it as a thing where it evolves. And now here's the outro, which is cool, but like super long if I remember correctly.
But this is where Bill Beats' verse would come in, because this is where the scratching would go.
It's where it would go, but instead he uses sample vocals. and it's not on the track. It's not on the track though. I don't. In your imagination, it might be a better song.
Yeah, it's
but the song,
it's fucking canon.
I think he gets to scratching eventually, maybe. But like to me, yeah, live, I hear Nick with like a drill noise scratching over this, and it's fucking dope.
Okay, so that's Necklace.
Yeah, it's Necklace. It's one of Death Star's songs. It's on a lot of songs. He loves that drill noise.
It's a great.
It's a great scratching.
Like, here, producers, here's how you can like win the heart of Shubzilla, which might not be whatever, but just a nice like solid drill noise. You know, just drills. 10 out of 10.
But yeah, for me,
say no more.
For me, it's not that he does nothing. He doesn't follow the same exact pattern the whole song.
Right. Yeah.
Nor does he live ever really in an exact pattern. But by neither giving me both, or by neither giving me like set things where it's like, okay, 8 bars, now this is dead. Yeah, yeah. 8 bars, now this. And then doing that, and then here's like a 4-bar change up, and then back to what I was doing for another 4 bars, and then something different.
Yeah.
It seems more like it's almost free writing, where he wrote it, and because he's such a good rapper, he can rap a line very naturally, regardless of the delivery, and that kept it easy. I think that's what that kept it a little bit more like loose on what I could expect. So I couldn't get into something. And then with Nick, he plays with hats. Bill Beats plays with hats, and should really use his producer name and not his birth certificate name. Bill Beats plays with hats and does like a little bit of stuff on it, but it's not enough for me if you're not going to have an interlude, if you're not going to have a chorus. If it's 1:45 minutes, I think exactly of like rap, my mind is like that rap, and there's not like a ton of tricks in it. My mind's going to be like, after the first like minute and 15, I'm going to be like, all right, I'm ready for the song to be done if it's not going to go anywhere.
I mean, that's fair. But you know this shit would knock live. Like,
I'm sure it would.
Let's not.
But that doesn't. Like, that's not in the song though. That's not in the song, and that's why I gave it that.
I know.
That's why I gave it that. That's a real low score.
I know it's why you gave it that.
That's why I gave it that.
I disagree with that.
I don't want Bill Beats to stop working with me, so I'm just not even going to say what that score is.
I'm going to tell him what I'm going to tell him.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare! There's a brotherhood. You are part of the 2 Yoked Bros brotherhood.
I'm going to tell him.
You don't tell him. What?
I'll probably forget what you gave me.
Yeah, it's really fine. Yeah, honestly, no, I'm going to announce it to the audience. It's a 6 out of 10. I gave it a 6 out of 10. It was a lot of things. I don't think there was a lot of like rework. I know there was some rework effort on the lyricism and the writing. I don't think there was a lot of rework effort on, all right, but an audience is listening to this. And that for me is extremely important. If an audience is listening to it, it has to be entertaining the whole way through on the recorded track. Okay. Now, could they, with like fucking another hour of work, bump the track up a lot for me? Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Bill Beats could come in, he could add some scratches. I'm sure Gross Angel could rewrite a few lines, add some more words. Oh, yeah, and then he's like, there you go, because he's got bars and everything. But the track as is, the theme is good. The bars that are there are good. The lyricism is good. The bass beat is good. But it's like a whole bunch. It's like, great, you gave me onions, garlic, lemon, salt, or salt, and a delicious, well-baked piece of chicken, and you just put them all together on a plate and told me to put them all on the spoon together. I'm like, you didn't fucking work. There's just whole circles of onion just on top. And I like onion, and I like garlic, and I like lemon. You're like, here's a little fucking shot glass of lemon right next to your dish, so you can get a little bit of that citrus in there.
But
what?
Are you hungry? Because that sounded really good.
It does sound really good. I'm not even kind of hungry.
This is literally a 7 out of 10.
It's a 7. See, I'm not insane. I'm a little low, but I'm always a little low. I'm not like crazy here.
I'm not gaslighting you.
Stop. Hear it. I can hear those scratches. They aren't in the track, Shubs.
Are you sure?
I am.
Are you sure?
I am sure. I didn't hear a drill noise. I didn't hear a drill noise.
Are you sure?
It might be in there.
I don't know.
I only have one ear. That was in 8 minutes. That's gonna. This one might get edited down a little bit. Okay. Helephino. This is Navi. and Celine. I don't need to look. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna like this song.
The theme is dope and very much relatable.
Oh, Elevator, yeah. Oh yeah, I loved it. When this turn came on the theme and everything like that, I was just like, oh. Strange theme, back and forth verse with yourself is fucking great. Your back and forth in this song is better than most duos do, including Death Star.
Yeah,
like, oh my
the
god.
dialogue.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
dialogue in
is
this
great.
is delivered so good. Drums are great. Delivery feels effortless, casual, still on a beat, so it still feels like a song. Singing comes in, and when the singing comes in, it's gonna be good. This is just so good. It's such a good song. I don't know how to make this a better song.
If you don't like this song, you're just a fucking hater at that point. Like,
I did note that the talking after the singing portion of the song, went a bit long for me. And that was on my first listen. On my second listen, I was more prepared for it. But I think it could have been cut a little bit tighter. That's a nitpick. It's a 9 out of 10. I wrote 8, but this song has lived in my head. And so it's a 9.
and the audience gave this an 8.56.
Yeah, so they're right in there with it.
I love that. Welcome to hell.
Oh yeah, right back into
Then
it.
we're gonna go to Bill, and then we're gonna go to Bill, and then we're gonna go to Bill. It's like they weren't wrong.
Yeah, no,
Not
this
taking a Bill.
it's so good. So yeah, I think Shubs is in complete agreement. Helephino is such a hard team. They're a team to beat every round because they're not gonna come with anything anyone else has done. They're going to just knock it out of the park, theming wise and interesting wise.
Yeah.
So the only way Helephino could struggle, in my mind, is if their experiment kind of just goes wrong from the start.
Yeah. Which,
and that's more of a taste thing than it is a quality of ability thing.
Yeah. One thing I respect and appreciate about Helephino is they take risks.
Mm-hmm.
They absolutely take risks. Like you will know a Helephino track because they make themselves stand out.
Yeah.
In all the best ways.
And what would you rather have? Would you rather have the audience not like you because you didn't do enough, or would you rather them have not like you because you took a risk too much on it? And I think Helephino will always err on the side of, I'm going to try to do something really cool, and I think it'll pay off, and if it doesn't, I fucking still push the limits, the bars. And that's no surprise. Celine as a producer this round is impressing the shit. This VPC is impressing the shit out of me. I've known that Celine could produce, but the challenge of flipping roles on a team and being like, okay, they loved us with Navi, and we all know Celine's got some of the best flow in Nerdcore. And so they loved it with Navi. Now what? Now where do I go? And then Navi also just a masterful MC. So I feel Celine's pressure when they talk about making these beats, because it's just like, we killed it last round. I can't drop the ball here. Mm-hmm. And they don't. You don't, Celine. Mm-hmm. Your beats, the production on this is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Here. Oh, so we're going to be on Kaiju No Uta's...
Yep. Kaiju No Uta.
Cletus.
Which is probably about someone named Cletus. What were my notes on this? Oh, the beat and the MC have me immediately enthralled. Let's see if that's still true. Because there's intro, but there's intro on like every track because these are horror songs.
But you don't need an intro track for a horror song.
You do.
Why?
Based off the VPC.
No, you don't. Necklace didn't have no intro.
Oh yeah, I like this beat. I like how they do the hats, kick, and snare. It all works for me. And the MC goes in with it real well. I also like the melody sample.
Mm-hmm.
Both the low and high end.
So
MC is folding in nicely.
Kaiju No Uta is Jesse James Burke, and Trevor Jean-Louis.
Well, Jesse James and Trevor.
Bless you.
Oh yeah, and I like this.
Yeah, I remember.
That little,
okay, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean,
back and forth between MC and themselves. I'm loving that this round.
Yeah.
Helephino did it.
Those are fun. Yeah, those back and forths that people are doing. They're just fun.
They add interest.
Yeah. Like, it's a good way to switch up what is happening with the verse. It's great.
If you can do two voices, especially, it's really impressive. Because that's hard to do performatively.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I don't think they go back to that like grimy vocal mix, or maybe they do, but it takes them a very long time. Around 2:30 is where my brain, and we just passed it. Around 2:30, my brain's like, I want to either go back to that, and then the beat evolves a little bit, but like, and the flow definitely is natural and evolves naturally with it.
Yeah.
So that's not the problem. It's just song construction.
Word.
The chorus, which is there is a chorus to the song, but it blends into the verse so much, I didn't identify it as a chorus the first time I heard it, and that's why. Okay. But the mix is good. I was like, why didn't I give this an 8 or a 9? And there had to be something that like really made me think this one thing would have fixed the song for me. Mm-hmm. And that tends to knock a song down really low.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I'm like I'll knock a couple points off or a point off because I hear it and I'm just like, you could have literally done one thing and this would have been just a perfect listening banger.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was it. It's they didn't define the chorus enough because it wasn't the song mixed voice sample with the scratch and everything that really bangs.
Oh,
that wasn't the hook. We are going to talk about how good this song is overall, though. It's a real strong song, and if you can define the hook a little bit more with either production or maybe reworking the hook a little bit so its flow is very different, or significantly different enough from the verse, you've got a 8 or a 9 out of 10. But I gave it a 7. I don't know what the audience gave it. What did the audience give it?
Audience vote gave it 7.74.
Yeah, and so 7, 8, it's right in there. Again, as usual, I'm on the low end because I'm a mean person.
Let's see. KKMDS is Ill Gil and Thugmaster J.
Okay, hemoglobin goblin. Hemoglobin goblin.
Yep.
And my first note is clever title. My subsequent notes are not as nice. Intro's a bit long with the two pieces of it. I do like Kids in the Hall callback, though. Yeah. I don't know if this is actually from Kids in the Hall, but it is Kevin McDonald. I'm talking. Beat is fine, but the MC is not taking advantage of it delivery-wise. Vocal mix seems a little raw, rough vocals, unpolished. I like the beat on the chorus, but I think the delivery on the MC does the chorus still favors. We'll hear that. Repeating hemoglobin goblin wind down isn't super great. I have specific notes. This is what we trained for doesn't come across. Lampshading the outro while funny doesn't actually make it good. I don't like this chorus. Because it's just them saying hemoglobin goblin. And it's a tongue twister a bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can't say it right. I guess 1 point for saying it right. So, that's this song. There's not much to say about it. It's not funny. It's not good. The beat's fine.
Yeah, I like the beat.
The beat's fine. I just don't think the MC's doing it any favors. So audience 5 point something out of 10. I do it as a 4 out of 10. So again, I'm calling them Krunktomatons. I'm not calling them Krunktomatons. It's Krunktomatons. This Desh is not going to have good opinions of me after this review, I'm sure. Little long and disconnected sounding intro. Let's see if that's true. Yeah, so I like this part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like the chorus on this through the song. which is unsurprising. Dash can... It's what angers me about when he takes so damn long to get to a goddamn chorus, because his chorus game is super good. And so I'm just like, stop. You're a good rapper, we get that. Split that up over verses. Give me the chorus now. Oh yeah, and then for this piece, my complaint was that since the beat's out at the beginning, so we had the intro, which I felt was a little disconnected from the chorus, and then I didn't feel like the verse really came in and felt like it was connected to the chorus until the beat comes in, and so it felt a bit disjointed for me as the initial journey into the song. This is not about skill of either the beat production or Dash.
I mean, I'm liking how
this
the
works.
track is progressing.
Yeah, it, like I think I don't know if it's it's obviously it's a personal taste thing,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it's something that can easily be mechanically dealt with. I said I didn't like the mix on the singing initially, but hearing it again, I'm fine with it.
yeah,
I'm
the
fine
mix
with
on
it.
the
It's
singing
great.
is great,
It's
yeah.
great. I don't know what was going on. Maybe I was playing it too loud on my speakers or something like that. I did this time not use the laptop speakers to listen to them while I was judging to them. I used like a proper thing.
I listened to them on my phone.
Yeah, I know, right?
All of them on my
So
phone.
many people have to understand that there's so many people listening to this. It's important for every producer, and y'all mentioned it between the VPCs, of going into your car and listening to it, listening
car
to it on
test.
earbuds, listening to it on just shitty stuff, because it's gotta sound, it doesn't have to sound as good, it's not gonna sound as good, but it has to sound clean on that too, because
Yeah.
that's how a lot of people are listening to it.
Yeah, I mean, if I had more time, I definitely would like run through and listening to it on the main speaker.
But like you're listening to it while you're doing errands or doing something else, and so you're listening to it on low quality stuff a lot of times.
I mean, if I'm listening through tracks while doing errands and not pausing to like be like, oh, who is this or whatever, then
I liked that. I liked that pause. That was good.
Yeah, that one was.
Drop goes well.
Yeah.
Third chorus is so good, so apparently they do something.
Now, XOC, I do listen to them, or I did listen to them through headphones, so, like, I'll do, like, headphones or phone speakers or whatever, but, like, the point that Steve is making is that there needs to be a certain, and I think we can all agree, like, that it needs to be of a certain caliber to, like...
Across the board. It needs to be flexible as a track.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be as good, but it needs to still be good across the way. If I were a real judge, I would, of course, be listening to this on high quality.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because I need to analyze it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was good. Literal Black Magic.
Yeah.
Jolly.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I remember this song. So, I love Jolly as a person. I did not like this track, apparently. Oh, it never comes in with the drums. I remember this. I wanted the drums to be really good on this, and they weren't. And therefore, it bothered me the whole song. Verse doesn't evolve, so it just seems long. Chorus goes on for too long, or interlude, or change-up piece. Little early nerdcore in the delivery. When I say early nerdcore, this is...
I was like, elaborate.
Yeah, early nerdcore is... usually clever over comfort in delivery. It feels almost unnatural in pieces of it. Like,
okay.
Basically what I mean by early nerdcore is that it's kind of basic sounding. It's not. There's no tricks. There's lacks. It doesn't have many. Like, it doesn't have really clever schemes or anything like that. And I like to say that for people where I know that they've been in the scene or been doing it for a while, so I can say it's like, you've been doing this long enough to have moved past this style of delivery. It's not necessarily bad, and sometimes you can get that same delivery over the right beat or the right content and it still works. But early nerdcore to me is sort of the kind of sing-songy is the wrong word. The kind of, sort of like almost nursery rhyme delivery of rhymes. Or really basic line delivery. Which many songs have. And it's something that as an MC, you try to improve your ability to flow year after year after year. And so if I feel like someone's flowing at, I've been doing this for 2-3 years, and they've been doing it for 8, 9, that's where my brain starts thinking early nerdcore.
I see. That's good to hear from Jolly again.
Yeah, but I like Jolly. I gave this one a 4 out of 10. Okay, so
Mundane Monsters is Michelangelo and Alba T. Ross.
Michelangelo's in Portland, isn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I love what they did on the vocals for the verse. Snare sounds like a bad Foley punch. That's not a negative. I love that the snare on this sounds like a...
Yeah, for this...
It's like a bad
track,
Foley punch. Yeah, it works. Chorus had potential, but it didn't quite hit for me. I like the add-in on the second verse for the beat melody. Ooh, I like this song, but there's some problems in it. Or maybe I was just being mean that day when I listened to this. Oh yeah, I like what they did melodically and with the vocals on this too.
I think if the hook was like a little louder, I think it would separate.
A little louder, a little bit more vocal effects probably on it.
Yeah, definitely. Like more
so,
layers
like,
to those vocals.
More layers, widen them up. Man, I'm glad I'm not voting until like tonight because I was super mean on this one. I gave it a 5.
You're like,
and I'm like, this isn't a 5.
Your scores were low all around.
Well, yeah, I know, but this is lower even for low.
That's fair.
This is at least a 6. I think I did ding them. They didn't need to double this last chorus though. But again, that's because I don't think the chorus is quite tight on its effect.
Okay. All right, Sean, get back to work. Looking forward to what you're gonna do.
But yeah, that was a fine song.
Yeah.
Again, mostly the chorus needed tuning. That's a very important part of the song. So I'm going to keep it at a 6 out of 10. I don't know what the audience thinks of Where the Monsters.
Let's see here. Where do they stand? They are at a 6.51.
Okay, so yeah, 6 to 7. And that's all the chorus. If you tighten up that chorus, add some layers, add some vocal effects to the chorus, that's going to be a 7 to 8 out of 10. Because it's pretty good, honestly. It's a pretty good, but it's got the bones of a good song.
Mystic Shadow.
Who's in Mystic Shadow?
Is a Mystic Elder and Shadowbird.
It's a very easy name creation right there.
Yeah.
It's both of our first names. I like the melody on this one a lot. I like the unsettling tension, and I like how they introed it. Where they like start somewhere, and then they're like, whoa. And I like how it comes back in. I do note, so one of the problems with this is I think the MC is a little too out front on this one. I think that they could be a little bit better at feeling like part of the track. Put my Krunk Witch beanie on. A little bit more part of the track. So yeah, that's definitely a thing. Car dub was good. The wind down was good. I want a chorus in here. I want like a good crisp chorus, and it doesn't have it yet. And it's into the song. Yeah, here's that wind down that I like. So there's lots of change ups on the verse, but it's not giving me something to like sink my teeth into that I know is going to come back. Yeah.
Like the flow's dope. Like
the flow's
beat
good.
Is solid, but yeah, nothing's like bringing it all together.
I comment that the flow kind of stays a little samey on this part.
Yeah, it does.
And that means that again, no interlude or chorus. So the production is doing things.
Yeah.
And the flow's not bad. It's just it's not broken up.
Like at this point, like with all the entrance or with all the tracks coming in, like you can't really just make a solid track. I mean, it's got a wow.
It's got a wow, and there's a change up coming up that I really like. Yeah, and it's not that he raps exactly the same the whole time.
Yeah, I like that section.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want it to seem like they're not doing the same exact scheme the whole time. This is the change up that I like.
Yeah.
And the flow changes with it.
Yeah.
But I would have really, if you're doing this long verse thing, this is where you go high speed raps.
Word.
And everything. I think the song's overall good. I gave it a 6 out of 10. Where's it at?
7.81.
Okay, I'm really low on it, but that has a lot to do with just there not being a chorus. And that's just a thing that anyone who watches these knows I'm going to ding you for it all day, every day. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, it's a pretty good song, though. And again, it has potential to be even stronger, but without a chorus, I don't think it can get past a 7 out of 10. And then I do note that they return to a lot of the same tricks throughout the song. So whereas the first time it's like, oh, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. Some of them remain cool, and some of them are like, I heard that last time. Mm-hmm. And I don't like that. I realize it's a lot of work to put on a producer, but it is what it is.
Word.
Killin' Ryako, Not Dead Yet, Blood Money. I was super mean to this track initially. I haven't edited my things. I don't know why I was. I know one of my key problems with it.
Oh, okay.
Number one, it's a 5-minute long track. That is too long. It's too long. Do you know how good of a producer and MC together has to happen for me to want to sit and listen to the same song for 5 minutes? And I was a metalhead. I listened to some long fucking songs. But you got to, again, you're submitting it for a competition where you know lots of people are going to be listening to over 30 songs. The intro's cool and it has a nice build, but with the length of the track, it's too long. Kill's doing right though. Kill's a good rap. Kill's a good producer. Kill is also a good rapper.
Yeah,
and a good person.
Yeah, Kill's a fucking
Kill's just
treasure.
good.
He is a treasure.
Oh, I know that they take too long to come in with the verse, the full beat of the verse too. That's gonna be a thing. I like how the chorus works, and I like the transition into the chorus. But a lot of these things feel like everything goes on a little too long, and that might just be the impending dread of a 5-minute song for me.
I think a lot of it is.
But it also, so I'm constantly like listening for where could they have trimmed?
Yeah.
Where could the edit come in? I want to listen to a 3.5-minute song 5 times, not a 5-minute song 3 times. That's just how that works in my life.
Okay.
I want to have to go back and hear the things. I like the familiarity of it.
My sister is too dope on these productions.
The production on this is real strong.
Like,
yeah, I'm talking about song construction, not song production.
Oh yeah, no, I feel that. But just kind of like as a thought, just like
no, you are correct. I want that. I'm
shit.
glad you made that statement so that it can be clear.
Yeah.
At no point am I like this production isn't good. Yeah, this stuff you're doing in this second verse just is killing it, and it's making me continue listening to a song I already know is long, and that's good. That's good.
But
this song bangs. And I'd love to watch it live.
Oh yeah, I'd be ill as fuck.
But these constant evolutions to the production and change-ups are there. It's too long for me, and so that keeps it. I'd originally done it as a 6 out of 10. I reconsidered it's a 7 out of 10. It's a little long for me to put it at an 8 or 9. That's a real deal killer. Much like a lack of a chorus or a real strong interlude. Or a strong intro, outro. These are things that are kind of deal breakers on songs for me, where it's just like, I won't want to listen to the whole thing over and over again. My attention span is that of a 13-year-old, so take that what you will. But like, if it had ended straight up there, that would have been better. Even though this outro is fine.
The outro is dope, but yeah, like if it just like cut on like House Always Wins.
And
like,
then that would have done it. Then trim up the intro in the beginning. You would have cut off more than a minute on the song without cutting any of the verse or chorus parts of it. And so
yes, at least the next round should be all about 3 minutes.
Three minute VPC
song,
challenge
like,
round.
3 minute.
Yeah,
3 minutes.
exactly.
3 minutes. Like, I don't want to. Like, no, I don't want a 3 minute and 1 second because I'm gonna ding you on that. I don't want like a 2 minute 50.
You know what I would love if there was like a song?
song.
I would love it if there was like a song where like the song was still obviously like mid, like it was in the third verse or something like that, and then the producer just cuts it and they're like 3 minutes.
Immediate 10.
Immediate 10.
Immediate 10 because you respect the challenge. Immediate 10. I like that. I like that, Carl. Thank you.
This next one is PBKGSR. Stuck in the game. We've gone to webcam though on the two Yoked Bros. I like how the beat comes in, but I wanted the rapping to come in sooner, like in half the time, and the verse sounds like it's barely paying attention to the beat.
Yeah.
And it does. It really does.
I would have loved more intensity.
It never gels with the beat. This MC needed to go hard on the beat.
I'm curious as to the mic they use.
Yeah,
or
maybe
like
that's
how
the
they
problem.
The room.
Yeah. A lot of the pieces are a bit cliche. It almost sounds like the MC's freestyling on this.
A little bit, yeah.
Which is not what you want for a competition where you submit songs. I hated this. The producer, my last note to the producer of this was, I feel for you, producer, because the beat is there. Now, if you're the reason why the vocals weren't mixed well, I don't feel for you. But if the beat was there and everything and could have been banging.
Yeah, that beat knocks. Let's see. So, PBKGSR is Psy and Asamotive.
Yeah, Asamotive. The beat knocks. The verse, the MC, the vocals do not.
This is a 3.15.
I gave it a 3 out of 10 as well. Like and I think it's just clear.
Yeah.
There's like more than any other track that has been the most disconnected. So yeah. Work on it, MC. Work on writing the beat more. Work on focusing on what it's doing and matching it. Producer, work on making sure the vocals feel like they're mixed into the beat, not on top of the beat. Yeah, hopefully it'll be good. All right, it's us. It's Pinky and the Mancubus. Tumbling into Dash Con. Parentheses, never forget. So, I've already said a lot about this, so I'm just going to run through it a little bit. I ended up having microphone troubles. Mark and I were real busy during that time, so we were a little late on getting the stuff. Mark was super communicative on this. Gave me a great guitar lick to rap in front of. I was like, go crazy on the vocal effects, and they did.
Yeah.
They pitched down my vocals. They brought some depth into it that I couldn't get across from the USB mic and couldn't do naturally myself, which reminds me of last VPC a little bit of Nightmare or Children of Arkham.
Oh yeah.
And then I had a little fun with this chorus. I now know what I would do with the chorus later, but I'm fine with it. I don't hate it. Again, production-wise, none of this criticism goes to Mark. I think this was a miles better job of us gelling together.
Yeah, this
than we were last round.
Yeah, this is a vast improvement for both of y'all. So, I mean, I'm with it. Also, too, like, anytime you say DashCon, immediately somebody's gonna just lol ball pit.
Yeah.
You know?
Shout out to Shubzilla's husband. I would not have had this song topic had he not shown me the Internet Historian video on this.
Oh my god, so yeah.
If you haven't seen it, DashCon, Internet Historian, go to Google, look it up.
Yeah.
It explains the whole journey of it, and it's an amazing, like, 14-minute video.
It is. And also, too, I guess to shout out Internet Historian, they've also got a lot of great videos on things like the Fire Festival, what else?
A lot of 4chan stuff.
Yeah, Fire Festival, a lot of 4chan stuff. I think there was one where it was like 4chan versus like Reddit or something.
Yeah. There was that one game The 4chan.
Pool's closed.
Yeah, pool's closed. Like, so Internet Historian brought this out. I think Mark did a great job on this. He tried to do a lead guitar riff on this and was struggling to find something he liked. But like, this song to me has the ability to be a fun Halloween song. I do think it's still in the Halloween song box. This was fun. I had a lot of fun with it. I rewrote the entire song when I got the finalized beat. It was completely different. And it was worth it. It made it a better track. I personally think this is squarely in the 7 out of 10 range, give or take. I don't know what the audience has voted this.
Let's see here. So, what did they give you? Looks like a solid 7.
But yeah, I think 7 out of 10 is right for this one. I think with a little work, I could get it to an 8. I'm not sure I could take that song concept out of a Halloween, like a hard Halloween track, though. So I don't know if I could ever get it to like that 9-10 status.
Yeah.
It would always be something where it was like, I'm doing a horror show or a creepy show, and then Halloween stuff.
Yeah.
But good job, Mark. Slightly better job me than last round. And I will do better next round, hopefully. And hopefully next round we'll have an 8 out of 10.